So, you know there's been quite a bit of stuff going down in the kingdom. Let's get into what's been going on in Willow Creek. You all know what Princess Ari did, and yeah, let's just say news travels quickly. Thanks to one little Esperanza staffer selling her story to the press, it went mega viral, and now every kingdom knows about it. The country quickly turned their back on the little princess, and Queen Leona is in shambles. The reputation of the nation has taken a huge hit because now everyone's worried about a dictator situation in the future. I wonder how the family's gonna work their way out of this one because, girl, the kingdoms are tough.
Attention citizens of Willow Creek, hello. My name is Joshua, and I am the Director of Public Relations of behalf of the Esponza Royals. I would like to state that the former staff member who has come out with serious allegations involving our Crown Princess Ariana has been prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Additionally, legal damages are currently being sought in the amount of 100 million simoleons for defamation of character, invasion of privacy, and breach of contract. We would like to apologize to the citizens for the disturbance this has caused. Thank you.
Are you serious? That's it? Oh my god. Nothing on Ariana? Man, get out of here with this bullshit.
Presenting Her Royal Highness the Queen, Leona Esponza of Willow Creek.
Hello to my lovely citizens of Willow Creek. I would like to address you with transparency and sincerity. Regarding the situation involving this former staff member whom we trusted to provide quality service to our family, she has made some serious statements. Some incidents were true and some were false. As a first-generation monarch, nobody taught me how to navigate the fine balance of motherhood and the steadfast efforts to maintain a strong kingdom and family. I do my best to partake in all services and duties with grace and as close to perfection as possible. However, I acknowledge I have made mistakes along the way, and this is one of those moments. I would like to humbly apologize to my beloved people for the damage this situation has caused. First, I apologize on behalf of the Crown Princess Ariana for her behaviors that were recently brought to light. As you can imagine, growing up in the spotlight is no easy feat, and that has proven true for my eldest child. As a kingdom, you have seen her grow up before your eyes, and you've seen her many charms, and now you're being made aware of some less than favorable moments. I humbly ask for your understanding that Ariana is a growing young lady who still has many ventures yet to learn and navigate through as a young heir. However, I understand your valid concerns with her future roles in leadership, given the recent revelations of some of her behaviors. As her mother and the queen, it is my duty to ensure that my daughter is aware of who she is and the weight that magnifies. Additionally, it is my duty to ensure that my daughter learns, grows, and leads with her heart and treats those around her with grace and kindness. But for Princess Ariana, as a future queen, she has an obligation to conduct herself in a manner of which is dignified and worthy of being a future heir. she has fallen short of that obligation. As a result of this, Princess Ariana will be taking time out of the spotlight to reflect on her actions. First, she will receive mental and physical health evaluations to ensure she is in a sound space to continue fulfilling her duties as the Crown Princess, and for her well-being in general. Next, Ariana will be partaking in activities that promote the service of others and humility, as I acknowledge that these are areas that my daughter needs vast improvements in. Finally, Ariana will readdress the nation as a better version of herself once she has proven herself grateful and worthy of the role of Crown Princess. I pray that as my beloved people, you will find these steps satisfactory in regards to a road of reinforcing a different approach to Princess Ariana's behavioral patterns and outlook on her relationships with people as it relates to herself and her royal duties. Thank you to all of you for trusting me as your queen and believing in the power of redemption. The rest of our family will be taking a few days to rest from the public eye. Then we will continue on with our duties serving our kingdom. Thank you. With love from your queen, Leona. Hello everyone, it's Natasha Red here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another episode of the Regal Royals. Hello everyone. So I hope that you enjoyed the machinima, and if you did, please give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment down below of what you thought of it, because this machinima alone, the intro that you just saw alone, took several hours to edit. So please show this episode some love. Also, it was especially challenging because, as some of you may know, my aunt recently passed away. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone who sent me their condolences in regards to her passing away. I was her caregiver, so it was an especially difficult time. And that is why this episode took a little bit longer to get out to you guys. So thank you for allowing me the space that I needed to process and mourn. And I was initially going to do a video in the meantime, in between time, a royal facts video to kind of hold you guys over until the next episode came out. But I realized that it's quite a bit of work that goes into it, so I want to make sure that it comes together nicely. But I did post a little video involving Princess Ariana. It was a little cast, and some of you might be a little confused as to what was going on in that video, and today we will get some more answers for that. But before we even get into the machinima and Princess Ari and all that jazz, we will, trust me, we're gonna get into all of it. But it is Love Day today in my game, so I thought it would be really cute to have Prince Brayden and Lady Adeline go on a little date. So that is where we are right now. We're at the local restaurant and they should be seated having their meal. Let's have them order. Brayden set this up for Adeline. Look how cute all this stuff is. Just a table filled with treats and goodies and lots of gifts, and he had it just a nice little romantic aura up here. And let me show you guys Adeline's beautiful dress, because she's got a little different vibe tonight. You know, she's got her hair up when she's never had her hair up like that, and got a cute sexy dress on. She looks bomb. And then Brayden has on his special outfit, because this is something we don't typically see him wearing, but he made sure to go all out for Adeline with this wonderful spread. So I think she's really pleased, because she definitely didn't necessarily expect anything because of the nature of their trip. Okay, so Brayden and Adeline are talking and they're really enjoying each other's company. But part of why Brayden brought her here was to let her know some stuff of what's been going on. So he is letting Adeline know that he had a pretty serious conversation with his mother, Queen Lauren, recently, that she is very seriously considering abdicating the throne, which basically basically would be like retiring from her role as queen, which would mean that Brayden would become king quicker if his father also chose to do the same. So she's basically said to him that ever since Fletcher has been sick, she's kind of realized, like, you know, we're getting old and life is short. So she's thought about how most of their lives they've served their kingdom and their family, but they really didn't focus much on their relationship. Oh, how cute is that? So she wants Brayden to start preparing for the possibility of becoming king quicker than anticipated. So with that news, he wants to know how Adeline feels about possibly moving their wedding up to this year, because they did initially want to wait since they are still pretty young. Why is she burping in his face? That's the second time she did that. Adeline, girl, she looks too cute to be doing that. But yeah, so Adeline is saying that just the thought of getting married to him just makes her so happy, and she's super excited to think about that, but she just wants to focus on King Fletcher first and make sure that he's okay, and then she feels like she will chat with her parents to get their opinion on things as well. And so Brayden's like, you know what, honey, that sounds great. So there is a possibility that this wedding may happen sooner than we think, you guys. So Brayden is also saying to Adeline, and I think he's just really excited. I think, you know, they're really in love, and just the thought of just talking about marriage and stuff makes them super happy. So he's also mentioning to her, wait, things were going so well. Chill, Brayden. But basically he's saying to her that they'll have to start making more public appearances in the kingdom so that people can see them more as a couple, because, you know, if his parents abdicate the throne, then they are going to be the next monarch. So people haven't really seen them much in the public eye because they started dating as teens. So they've been real protective and private over their relationship, but they do need to start making more public appearances. So that means that Adeline will probably start wearing more of the royal colors into her wardrobe slowly, because once she's queen, she will have to. So do y'all think that they should get married sooner, or do you think that they should still wait a bit longer? Like, do you think it would be appropriate for them to get married right now if Fletcher is not, you know, if he doesn't progress like into the positive spectrum of things health wise? Like, what do you guys think? And do you think that Queen Lauren will actually abdicate the throne? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, you guys, so we just saw that incident that was really messed up and super sad because poor little Dayu should not have to go through what she goes through in song either, because she definitely gets her share of the very toxic and abusive behavior from her father. But Dayu was his target today because he was so angry for basically having the Dowager Empress have a huge suspicion of him because of her very little conversation that she had with her grandma. She really didn't even do as much as he claimed that she did, but to not only put the blame on your child for you doing what you know is wrong, because he knows he's wrong or he wouldn't be trying to hide his wrongdoings, but to also say the evil things that he said about his wife and mother is just especially gruesome. And I think that he probably is triggered more today because this is Love Day. Like I said, this happened from the night into the morning, their argument, and I know Song probably feels a sense of guilt because she feels like she should be able to do more, but she feels really helpless because, she doesn't have much power in this situation. But I think that Song is becoming more and more motivated to try to become more independent so that she can hopefully move her sister out of this situation because she loves her little Dayu so much. They have each other's back so much, and it's really hard to see her sister in so much pain. And she also probably feels the emotional turmoil of her father having no love for them and basically trying to make them feel like it's their fault that his life is messed up. So it's really horrible. But guys, basically this episode is supposed to be focused on punishments, and Dayu went to school, which I was gonna keep her home from school, but honestly school is probably a huge getaway after something like that happening, and I'm glad it didn't escalate further because it could have gotten worse, but still really horrible. But poor Dayu is absolutely furious, and in that moment that's probably the most she stood up to her dad in her whole life. But basically her punishment is gonna be that she will not be able to attend the little farewell ball that they will be having in a few days for the new crest, and that is a big deal to Dayu because she finally is seen by somebody not as an outcast, a reject, an unwanted person, unlike a lot of the people in the kingdom that look down upon Lu Wei and his kids. So she's getting to know them and making some friends her age, and she was so excited, but now that is taken away from her, and it seems like Lu Wei feels satisfied with his behavior, which is really messed up. So that is poor Dayu's punishment. What do you think of everything that happened in this, scenario here? Please let me know in the comments below. Okay, you guys, so now we are in the Willow Creek Kingdom. So as you guys saw in the machinima in the intro, you could see that due to Ariana bribing folks one too many times, the former staffer sold her story to the international media outlets and the local press for millions and millions of simoleons. So I really wanted to touch more on the ramifications of what Ariana did and how it played a huge impact into why it became such a big thing. So that's basically what she's come under fire for. Not so much the simple act of trying to, disrespect her mother's authority while she was gone, but it's more so her being exposed for all the other things that she's done through this former staffer. So I decided to switch into the palace because, you know, I didn't want y'all to just be staring at the palace while I talk the whole time because I have a lot to say. So basically, the incident just kind of exposed who she was to the world outside of the royal spectrum. Like, a lot of the royal kingdoms already knew, like, word on the block is Ariana's not the most pleasant to be around. But I think that even other royals were not fully privy to the magnitude of her behavior. They were probably a little naive and thought, like, as she is growing older that, you know, she would kind of grow out of that behavior. Kind of like if you're like a rambunctious kid in elementary school, if your parents teach you well and you know, you're receptive to learning well, then you will most likely not be super out of control as a teenager and adult. You can grow out of certain behaviors, or you can evolve as a person. So I think that people from the kingdom and then other royals probably thought that Ariana was going to get better over time, but they're now seeing that, oh, probably not the case. So being that the story spread like wildfire, you can imagine that some of the reportings of Ariana's behavior were grossly exaggerated or just straight up false. So some things, you know, just simply aren't true. However, it will still take a role into how the world perceives her now, because the world doesn't know that some of this stuff is false. And even if they say that it's false, who's going to believe that, you know? So because of this, the Willow Creek residents were outraged due to the embarrassment of their people, their kingdom, and also the fact that they now know that Ariana, who's supposed to be the next queen, is potentially going to be a tyrannical leader if she continues on this path. So that also kind of instills fear in the people. So this started creating protests, and people were petitioning for Ariana to lose her title as crown princess and no longer be the heir. And I know I've seen in some of the comments that some of y'all want that too. So the monarchy tried to kind of just let things blow over for a couple of days and just kind of let the situation die down. But as y'all could see, things were getting worse and worse by the day, to the point where Leona finally took the advice of her PR advisor and allowed him to try to handle the situation. And he felt like the best course of action at the time would be to keep it short, simple, and give as minimal information to the people as possible, which y'all saw. The people weren't really feeling that, and it kind of gave me the vibes of like those YouTubers who come under fire for being trash and then they put out a BS PR apology that they wrote in their notes app in 5 minutes, and then they come out with something that sounds half more sincere after they got dragged for the first one being so trash the first time, you know? His energy was very that, and you could tell that he was really nervous too. But thankfully, Queen Leona, being the queen that she is, she knows how to speak from the heart. And at the end of the day, if you're genuinely sorry, you're genuinely sorry, and you'll be able to express that to whoever you're trying to convey that message to. So Leona's speech was on the fly, and she was not even initially planning on having to make a speech. So yeah, the people received it well, but I'm sure that they'll want to know more details on what's going to happen to Princess Ariana. And I know that you all do too. So let's get into that tea. So if you guys can see the people here, which I know you can because they've been here for a little minute. So we have the gang here. Now King Jared, interestingly, is not here because he's really hurt by everything happening to Ariana. He's just really like not taking this well, but Queen Leona has to, you know, be able to handle tough situations. So being the queen that she is dealing with it the way that she feels is fit. And she and Jared got into it last time about how Ariana would be disciplined, and she's gonna take matters into her own hands at this point because it seems as though Jared dang near refuses to discipline his daughter. So Joshua, the PR director, is here, and they're kind of he and Queen Leona debriefed over the situation situation a little bit. He keeps doing his back like that because he's an elder. So his daughter is here. This is Stephanie Eastman. She is sitting on the couch next to Ariana, and she is actually a mental health expert. Queen Leona has hired her to kind of evaluate Princess Ariana's mental health to make sure there's not some type of underlying like psychological issues that might be attributing to her behavior. So that's why she is here. So I think that Stephanie is trying to get to know her client a little bit, but Ariana is quite sad because it's starting to hit her that she legitimately is going to be punished for her behavior. And in her mind, I think that Ariana knows that, you know, it's not right to treat people with ill intent. However, I think that for Ariana, her justification for it is, I'm the queen, and when you're the queen, you are like the utmost importance. So why doesn't everybody just start serving me as such now, because I'm gonna be the queen regardless. So Ariana's getting asked some questions by Stephanie to help Stephanie kind of evaluate her, and as you can see, Ariana is stressing her out a little bit. She's probably asking like, is there any way that you can help me, you know, rectify this situation with my mom so that I can get back to whatever I want to do? And Stephanie's like, no dear, you're going to face the ramifications of your actions, honey. And as you can see, Ariana is wearing drab garments. And let's just hop into cast mode real quick so you can see. Okay, you guys, so we're in cast mode. You know, a girly loves cast, but I just had to show you a more detail. Now, I did post a video. You can click the link in the eye right now and it'll show you the cast of this, but I'm literally about to show you it again, just in case some of you didn't watch it. But literally, these are Ariana's clothes now. So this is part of her punishment. She has to wear common folk clothes, and this is honestly like literally beneath common folk clothes, and this is almost like peasantry type clothes. Look, I mean, just look at this. This is hideous. This makes her damn near look homeless. So this is a huge difference in attire for her. You know, she's used to wearing million simoleon gowns. Oh, these hearts even are like giving her more than she deserves, honestly. So this is Ariana's attire now, and trust and believe she's not as happy as she appears in cast, but you know, you can't control their emotional state in cast. But she probably won't even be getting to go swimming anytime soon because she truly is on punishment, and she won't be enjoying things anytime soon. So yeah, I just had to show you guys that quickly. And Leona is kind of just, I guess, dropping in on the little session that Stephanie is having with Ariana. And I think that typically it would be ideal to have it more private, but the reason why Leona is having her do it in more open is because she wants to make sure her daughter is staying in check. And so Leona is saying to Ariana, you still think this is a joke and a game? Trust me, honey, this is just the beginning of your punishment. You don't understand the ramifications of all the BS that you've done, but I promise you, when I'm done with you, you won't be trying this anymore. So let me just go on and tell y'all what Ariana's, well, I'm only going to tell you part of her just parts of her punishment, because she will be on punishment for a long time, for a very long time. So the first thing that Ariana is going to be doing, so I've already explained that she's going to be wearing peasant level type clothing because she's going to partake in some serious community service and she needs to be taught humility. So that's why her mother is having her wear the clothes that she is, and she will be intently monitored and staying in Evergreen Harbor to help with the pollution crisis, and she's going to put a good dent into that. Okay, so that is just phase 1 of her punishment, and she will have a phase 2 of her punishment as well, that she will have to service others. I'll just say that she's just going to be doing a lot of community service in a multitude of ways. It's going to be be 3 phases of it. And the first phase is Evergreen Harbor. And basically her mother wants her to really gain the empathy of serving others before herself, because she feels like that's the root of her problematic behavior. So only once the queen feels like she has made genuine progress will she even consider letting Ariana move back into the castle and resuming her roles as crown princess. So Jared, of course, did not agree with any of the methods that Leona decided upon, because he feels like it's too harsh to make Ariana move away from home, being that she's a young teenager and wear beneath her clothes. He truly wants Leona to remember that she's still just a young kid, and he's concerned about her mental health. So that's why Leona agreed to have Stephanie Eastman come in and, talk to her. So she's gonna make sure that, there's no underlying issues before Ariana goes. And yeah, that is where we're going to end things today. So the way we can go about this, guys, so I can kind of just send Ariana away and have her start her punishment, or we can see some detailed gameplay of her, starting off her punishment. So it totally depends on what you guys want. Basically, with the Evergreen Harbor, that comes with the Eco Lifestyle Pack, which I have, but I have not played. But I have had plans to incorporate it into the storyline. So even if you guys don't want to see Ariana doing stuff in Evergreen Harbor, it still will appear later in the storyline in one way or another. So I just want to know if you guys want to see her partake in her punishment in that phase, then we can do that. If not, you'll see her punishment in other phases. So just let me know in the comments below what you guys want. But this will be one of the last times for a long time that you will see Ariana in the castle. I don't know why she's smiling. She's probably thinking of some conniving way to get out of it, but there ain't no getting out of this, baby girl. You're going to Evergreen Harbor, period. So let me know what you guys want. And yeah, guys, again, this video, this episode wasn't perfect, but I tried to make it a good one for y'all since it was a little bit of a wait. Thank you guys so much again for your condolences and well wishes, and I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Please give me some love in the comments, thumbs up, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.